because that song never would have came about. I mean, he stood in the middle of the dance floor and actually pointed up to the ceiling and he just yelled out. He goes, "I'm the law, and don't you forget it." And I went, "John, that sounds like the song." And it's like,
he was out of control. He was just definitely.
I mean, we ended up at the Watertown Police Department, like bailing out one of our roadies. You know, they were actually grabbing our keyboard player at the time, who actually plays our keyboard player Buzz Fulstrom plays up there at the Tabla on Wednesdays. You know, with Nick Longo. Yeah. And
I'm sorry. This guy's fucking silly.
Nick, we love Nick.
This fucking guy, I love you, man. Can I take you home? I'm not gay. No.
Oh God, don't go home with this motherfucker. Please do yourself a favor.
You're like you're like a pet. I just want to give you a hug. It's so cute.
He wants to pet you. He wants to hug you. There's.
There'll be pillow biting and fucking ankle grabbing.
If you wake,
you guys better knock it off. Sean's going to be writing in real soon.
What?
If you wake up next to a campfire, I warned you.
So you guys have actually, if you want, this is actually the Sunday show you're on. Obviously, people heard you, but this is the Tuesday show. You want to tell everybody your biography, who you toured with, who you've opened up for?
Yeah.
Please don't mention PLR. Thank you.
I will not mention PLR. That we're the official Wig Out band. No, I won't mention that.
They are the official.
But,
buffering.
Yeah, year to date, we've probably opened up for about 47 national acts to date. We've also did a lot of recording down at New York City, down at Electric Lady. Our producers produced Steely Dan, Dave Matthews, Sheryl Crow. So we've been very fortunate. We came very, very close before we had to go get regular day jobs. About 7 years ago, we had a record company out of Miami, Florida, getting ready to sign us, and we were very, very close. And we were going against another band out of Texas, and the other band found out they weren't getting it. And somebody knew Willie Nelson. Willie Nelson called the studio and said, "If you go with these guys, I'll pay for everything." And that's how quick we were out. And that was the Los Lonely Boys. I don't know if you've heard of the Los Lonely Boys, but it was them.
No. The only time I saw Los Lonely Boys was when I was in L.A. buying a fucking crack of vial.
I thought it was actually when you were looking in the mirror. Yeah, Los Lonely Boys.
All I heard was Los Lonely Boys and $20.
But we performed. We were just actually recently at the Oakdale Music Theater with Leonard Skinner just recently. That was pretty nuts. I actually got a text from a certain DJ. I won't mention his name.
Fuck Chaz.
No, it wasn't Chaz. The other one.
No, I like Mike.
Mike Lapatino. Yeah, actually, Mike and Chaz They will be at the Shamrock Saturday night. I don't know if I've told you.
Know what? They're not even in our same genre. I mean, I grew up with PLR. I'm not really.
Yeah.
I'm not going to hate, but this is if you know anything about podcasting, this is the future.
Right.
It's uncensored and it's free.
Yeah,
it's free.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you can't beat it.
So he told me I would expect a call in 10 minutes. So in 10 minutes, that phone rang, and it was Live Nation, Koplik. And they asked us if we were available. They asked us if we were available Friday. I guess the show was Friday. This was on a Tuesday. They actually, if we were available for a show Friday night to get him out of a jam, they needed a favor. And we're like, "Are you kidding me?"
I actually prank called Jim Koplik and Mike Lapatino one time. Remember when they used to do the concerts?
Yeah, the concerts. Yeah, the
I
Ledge
called
did it
up
too
and I was
back
like, they actually let me on live too. I was like, "Yes, hello." He's like, "Yeah, you're on live," and I'm like, "Yes. Can you please tell me when the Village people are going to be here?" And they were trying not to laugh, and I'm like, "No, serious, because I'm like wearing a halter top now, and I really need to know when they're going to be here." And he was like, "Is this a serious phone call?" I said, "It's about as serious as your old fucking haircut, mister." And they bleeped the effing, but they didn't bleep it enough.
Oh,
so it was
very nice.
You heard fuck, and then, but that's what you did. That's what happens when you do that shit live. So.
But he told us that Dickie Betts somebody was sick, and if we could take his spot, and it actually being very, very cool. And back playing Toad's Place all those years when we pulled in, these guys started.
Hold on, Danny, Toad's is in New Haven.
Is it?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
New Haven.
Sure.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Next Archie Moore.
I'll take it here sometime. Yeah.
But all the stagehands and the sound engineer in front of house, we're good friends with them all. We weren't expecting to see any of them there, but they found out we were doing the gig, and they all signed up for it because it's all union. So, but it was very, very cool. And then recently, right before that, I guess we were on a Southern Rock binge. We opened up for Charlie Daniels at the Palace Theater, so we ended up doing that as well. And then we've also opened up for Marshall Tucker Band. I think the only person we got left, we opened up for Molly Hatchet. Outlaws is the only one left we haven't opened up for, but we've been
Allman Brothers.
Johnny Winter we've opened up for, and Edgar Winter, and Mr. Buddy Guy himself, and quite a few.
Donnie's opened up for the Village people.
Get the
He's opened up a lot of things for the Village people.
I don't know how you open for Charlie Daniels after that limoncello binge.
Yeah, actually, Eric came with us on that little trip, and I'll tell you, the dressing room reeked of alcohol. I can tell you that much.
You just didn't have homemade limoncello, though. You had something else too. What else?
Sambuca.
He had homemade sambuca.
Yeah, and I want to talk about this guy right here, Mr. Dave Betters. He's been.
He's a typical sound guy. He's got the fucking hat with the ponytail, and he's quiet as hell.
He's
but he's got a great laugh, man. When you go to a gig, the first thing you do is you try to make Dave Betters laugh. That's what
he's been with us for probably next year will be 22 years for us as Crosseyed Cat, and Dave's been with us a good 18 years of that. So wow, I'll tell you, and he gains a lot of respect.
Oh yeah.
We play a lot of venues. I remember when the Marshall Tucker gig down at the Groton Sub Base, and it's a lot of abuse. We ended up doing the show down with Marshall Tucker at the Groton Sub Base, and when we pulled up, the sound company didn't know there was an opening act, and there was a 52-channel board, and all they said we had is about 6 channels for you guys. And Dave said, "No problem, I'll make it work." By the time they were done watching him do what he did, they said, "Dave, what else do you need?" I mean, he had the full board after that. I mean, it was just absolutely incredible. And then when we play up at Mohegan Sun, nobody really is allowed to touch the boards up there or anything. You know, it's, again, the union thing. He gets full reign of whatever he wants to do. So he's very highly respected.
They let him write it. Yeah.
Have you ever done lines on a big board like that, Dave?
Dave?
Yeah. Have you ever done lines on a big board like that?
No, he's a line musician.
Yeah?
Yeah. Awesome. Peel the end right off a Sharpie and go for it.
Oh, have you ever muff dive on a board?
No, because the buttons usually get stuck in her ass.
Who cares about her? Who gives a fuck about her?
Point.
Jeez. Turn me up. I am, sweetheart.
That's where all that feedback's coming from.
Yeah, there's some serious.
Those soundboards do have the suck button, though. They do.
Those hoop earrings get stuck on the faders. It's terrible.
Unless you're a married woman, you don't suck nothing.
So we've met a lot of very, very cool people in our day, and we've met a lot of idiots as well. So
cool, like the other side of the pillow, cool or
like
cool?
How he looked at me when he said, "Met a lot of idiots." You notice that?
I mean, there's some of those famous entertainers that are just idiots. We were actually doing a recording. We were down at recording, and Bobby Brown come walking into and he was great.
Black Bobby Brown?
Black Bobby Brown.
I told you that story last time.
He told you that story last time.
I don't remember the day. I don't remember 5 minutes after you left.
The fried chicken next door with Whitney Houston.
Whitney Houston. And she came in the door, man, like...
Yeah, she wasn't...
She wasn't too cool. That's all I can say. She wasn't cool at all.
Was she all fucked up? Is that what it was?
I don't know. She pissed off the sound, the engineer that was going to work with them. So he goes, "Oh, this is going to cost them." So
then she went back out to the limousine, and we were standing on. They had this big deck on Horizon Sound Studios down in West Haven, and next door there's a 3-family house, and at the 3-family house on the first floor they have these Chinese guys that rent it out, but they also do catering out of it. So they were frying chicken on the back. So I mean, I swear to God, this is not. So Bobby came out, and he was talking, and we're standing out there, and all he's like, he went. Where's that? Someone's frying chicken. I says, yeah, it's over there.
Did they sell grape soda?
No grape soda. No grape soda.
Watermelon soda.
Were they talking during the whole fucking movie?
So he ran, and he it's like a 12-foot fence. He jumped the fence, went over to the guy, and he asked him if...
See when he starts laughing, see what I'm talking about.
Jump that fence, he still has.
There you go. So he got to the guy.
Did they have an EBT card with a balance?
No. So he went up to the guy. So they were cooking the chicken. He goes, "Listen, can I try some?" He goes, "Well, who are you?" He goes, "I'm Bobby Brown." The guy goes, "You're not Bobby Brown." He goes, "No, you're not Bobby Brown." He goes, "I'm Bobby Brown, man." He goes, "No, you ain't Bobby Brown." He went, "Yes, I am Bobby Brown." So then the guy looked at him and went, "Listen, if you're Bobby Brown, where's Whitney Houston?" So Bobby, you see me, went, "Oh, man, really? I got to do this shit now?" So he turns around and yells to the limos that was packed in the driveway. And he's going, "Whitney! Whitney!" Now we're watching this from on top, All of a sudden, the window comes down, and Whitney sticks her head out the window. He goes, "Just wave and just smile and wave." And she goes, and all of a sudden he went, "Oh, that's Whitney Houston, Whitney Houston, Whitney Houston, you're Bobby Brown." And then he started putting all this chicken in a bag and shit, and just gave it to him.
And then he hopped the fence.
And he hopped the fence again with the chicken.
You guys did we did an interview like 3 weeks ago, and you guys, I want to bring up. You guys did an interview like 3 weeks ago, and I want to bring up what you did. You did a benefit for a charity called Babies with Wings.
Yep.
Yeah.
And we want to thank you guys for because they're actually a part of our family now. So
very cool.
We want to thank you for volunteering your time. And
I'll tell you how it all came about with Babies with Wings.
Well, I want to give Candy a shout out first. Candy has this foundation with Babies with Wings, and these guys did a benefit, and it was like $10,000 that they raised.
Yeah, actually, the money's still coming in, I guess.
Yeah.
So,
on a $10 ticket.
On a $10 ticket.
And she's doing this all on her own, which is really nice. And then you guys helping her. We actually took her on too. We're going to be her exclusive media group.
Very, very cool.
Excellent.
Very, very cool.
As long as
we love her.
Anybody's listening, if you can help her out, and the band here. Also
she, I can tell you a quick story. A couple of years ago, my daughter went through the Connecticut Children's Hospital, and the care that we had there was just absolutely phenomenal. So what I wanted to do, I wanted to use the notoriety of the band and try to raise some money for the Connecticut Children's Hospital, which in the spring, in April, we have our Connecticut Children's Hospital benefit every year. So that started. So in the fall, we want to do another one in the fall because we always give back. We hooked up with Eric and Redline, and they're our brother and sister band, and we said this is what we got going on. And I want to try and make this as big as possible.
Right.
And the very first event, we did $8,000 on a $10 ticket on a Sunday afternoon.
For her?
No, this was the Connecticut Children's Hospital.
Connecticut Children's.
So now we go, and I said, we're going to try one in the fall. So we did the Salvation Army, and we did about maybe $7,000 for that. Come back again, we do the Children's Hospital. We did $10,000 for that. Okay. So I'm at a bowling tournament. And for Babies with Wings, my friend asked me, he says, listen, I got up this bowling tournament. Can you join us for this? We'll have some fun. And I never heard of the organization before. I said, what is Babies with Wings? I found out what was going on, and I found out how passionate Candy was about this. I said, you know what? I want to have a benefit. Let's do the fall benefit for her. So I talked to my brother, and we figured out, this is what we're going to do for Babies with Wings.
So she's actually a really genuine, good person.
When I say genuine, it's genuine. You're right. You're 100% correct.
We talked to her, and when we first interviewed, Eric was like, you got to be a little conservative and everything. But she loosened up. And
she's great.
She's really a great person.
So we planned this thing. It's going to be like a year from now, and it's coming upon us. So we go do the bowling tournament again, that she has her bowling tournament. And I'm sitting and I'm watching all these people, and I'm like, oh, my God, man. There's all these people that have just lost a baby, and what do you do? You know what I'm saying? What do you do?
I mean, I met people that day.
Don't play any songs with the word baby in it.
Yeah. No, but I met people that day that I've known for a long time and never knew that they lost a child, like a firstborn, or 2 months, and
we didn't either.
And not having the money to take care of the
and because of
because of the young, you don't have that kind of money when you're young.
And because of you guys and her, we didn't know about it either. I mean, if I know Eric obviously, but
right.
We didn't know about it until you guys and her put this together.
You know what? There was a distinguished lady, I think from Kent, that was there. She came with a couple of friends. She was a small woman, and she knew that we were closing in on the $10,000 mark. And she said, "Listen," she says, "I have $450. If you can match $450 like in a half hour, I will, donate the $450." So we put the word out that we're almost closing, and. In 20 minutes, they end up another $450. So she came up and wrote out a check for $450.
Actually,
and what she said was
more than $450. It was almost $800.
What she said was that now she had to be like 76, 77 years old, and she said it happened to her when she was young. Now that was how many years ago? And that was unheard of. So people probably just shunned her. And she said I think it happened to her twice, that she had kids. It didn't know, no money to bury, nothing. Sat in the morgue, and it was amazing. But it was a great day. It was
because of her passion. I decided that we're going to do that for the fall benefit. We're going to do it for Babies with Wings from now on. That's just going to be an annual event for her.
Well, I hope she's listening to hear that.
Yeah, she's just. I'll tell you, she's just her passion. It's incredible, absolutely incredible. So we're Crosseyed Cat is definitely behind her. Redline, we're behind her 100%. So
we're in.
We're always
look above you and read the sign. They're behind you too.
Oh, Peter, you know what?
On a round table.
I've been listening to your show, and actually going back and forth, and I'm listening to the podcasts and stuff like that. And as corny and stupid as you are, I swear to God, as corny and stupid you are, it's a great show because I'll tell you what, you hit serious topics. And you keep it light and fun at the same time. So I'm really impressed with that. So hats off to you guys, too, man. That's what
What do I I got, guys. And my hair's standing up.
Oh, God.
Goosebumps.
You've got fucking some kind of disease.
Listen, I didn't mean to turn you on right now. I just